What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rabbit and Red Reviews. I am Eric, and today, Glendronach 18 Allardice will be the single malt scotch that we're going to be reviewing. It being the first of the month, I'm continuing with my theme this year of being my first review, being an 18-year or older single malt. So before we get into the nose, taste, finish, value, final score review of this single malt scotch, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Glendronach 18 Allardice. So as the name mentions, this is an 18-year-old single malt scotch from the Glendronach distillery, which is a Highland distillery in Scotland. The name Allardice, it actually comes from the founder of the Glendronach distillery, James Allardice. This whiskey is actually matured completely for 18 years in Spanish Oloroso sherry casks, so definitely going to be a sherry bomb. The bottle here itself says right on the label, non-chill filtered in natural color, so that's really great news. And this is also bottled at 46% ABV, so encouraging signs to kick things off. All right, here's take a look at the bottle here. Cool. Let's see what else they have to say on here. They do have some tasting notes on the back of the bottle itself, but since this is going to be a review of it, I will spare you reading through those. A little bit more about Glendronach. So the Glendronach distillery in the Forgu Valley in Aberdeenshire is named after the source of its water, the Dronach Burn. It has a history of enterprising owners, from the flamboyant James Allardice to the ambitious Walter Scott. Though times have moved on, the process used to create Glendronach have remained largely unchanged. Today's malt is created using Great Oregon pine washbacks and the same shaped stills used in 1826. So a little bit more on Glendronach. They also have some tasting notes on the back here as well. So this being an older scotch, I have let this sit in the glass for a little bit. So this is what we're looking at. Natural color, as you can see, very, very dark, which is encouraging. Given this is an 18-year-old, I guess we would expect it to have a somewhat dark color, considering it has been aging for so very long in those sherry casks. Okay, let's get into it. All right, right away on the nose, you definitely know this is a sherry bomb. It is as advertised. Really deep, dark fruits, bright fruits as well. I'm thinking like raisin, fig, prunes. There's also some cherry, just a lot of fruits happening in here. Blackberry, even apple. Just smells amazing. Hint of vanilla in the background too. And a little bit of baking spice. I'm thinking, you know, kind of cinnamon and nutmeg to a degree, even like a little bit of nuttiness too. But all in all, really, really striking on the nose. Okay, let's give this a taste. Cilantro. Rich, really viscous mouth coating. Creamy and really fruity. This is a sherry bomb if there ever was one. Dates, figs, plum, almost like a milk chocolate covered raisin. Really kind of greet you initially on the arrival, and are kind of carrying the whole load. Actually, as it develops, it does get spicier. So there's some like black cherry and dark currant kind of going on, but then it's cinnamon, nutmeg are actually a bit more profound here on the taste. Also like a slight dark caramel, and then there's that nuttiness, which I kind of mentioned was in the background of the nose. It's definitely here a bit on the development, but it's not taking center stage. It's very much accenting. So this is just straight up heavy fruits as the dominant flavor here. The finish, pretty much medium length. I'm actually a little surprised. I expected it to be a little bit longer given how viscous and rich this is. But again, the dark fruits are there. There's vanilla, brown sugar, and cinnamon right at the end, and then just a faint kind of dark chocolate. It's like caramel, dark caramel, dark chocolate. A little bit of bite of don't know if it's like a pepper or if it's just alcohol. All in all, just really, really great pour so far. We're gonna put a little bit of water on this just to see if anything else greets us here. But so interesting on the nose, with the addition of water, apple kind of becomes more assertive, almost like a green apple, kind of a sour apple. But all the rest of the fruits are still there. Still a little bit of that spice in the background. It's maybe a little bit like a whipped cream too, if that makes sense. Let's give it a taste. So water actually really brings out some of those flavors that were kind of hiding in the background behind all that just sherry fruit profile. More assertive now is like dark chocolate. The nuttiness is really coming through a lot more now. There's even a hint of like a citrus bite, and then like I almost want to say like maple syrup. I think this is one you want to put water on. It's really just gotten a lot more dynamic and interesting with the addition of just a little bit of water. It is at 46 ABV, so you can bring it down a little bit. Yeah, really great. Finish is still pretty much medium, not much difference on the finish. Okay, great. So Glendronach 18 Allardice. You're gonna find this anywhere in the US from about $145 to upwards of $185. So this is a steep price for an 18. Going over 150 bucks for an 18-year-old Scotch is a pretty tall order. So as much as I'm really liking this, I would say that this is something, if you got a little extra money and you really love sherry bombs, it's worth picking up. But otherwise, you're going to really want to hunt for a cheaper bottle if you can, because you're going to find this in that 170 to 180 range on the higher end. That's quite a price. Okay, so final thoughts. This is a really complex, especially with the addition of water, just powerhouse sherry Scotch. Definitely worth being on your shelf. And is honestly, the accolades that a lot of Glendronach stuff has received, is particularly even the Allardice, it's definitely earned it. It really delivers, but that price point, I gotta say, is high. So, this is when you're gonna have to make the tough calls. There are a lot of great options, even for sherry bomb Scotches. I'm thinking of, even like the Glendronach 12, for example, which is like $60, $70. And there's even some sherry 18-year-olds that you're going to find for 30 to 50 bucks less. So it really depends on where you are in your journey. I wouldn't recommend this as a newbie buy if you're just getting into Scotch. If you're somebody who's been drinking a lot of single malts and really like things like Glenfarclas, Glendronach sherries, even some of the Glenmorangie sherries, this one's right up your alley. It might be worth the purchase. But either way, it is a predicament when it comes to a price like that, but you'll definitely be missing out on something. So I'm going to score this at a 4.5 out of 5. Actually, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to go 4 out of 5 because of that price. We're going to stay with 4 out of 5, which is I highly do recommend buying a bottle. Okay. So there is your review, Glendronach 18 Allardice. And now I'm going to send you over to your malt musing, and we'll catch you next time here in Rapid Run Reviews. Slanch.